This is not a typical video we usually make on this channel, but use a highly requested tutorial. We tend to focus on storytelling adventures that inspire people to live an extraordinary life, but I hope that this video will manage to do the same. I recently started a podcast called Infinido Untold Tales, on which I talk to various guests about their world traveling experience, entrepreneurial journey, and overall how to make the most out of life. Check the link in the description if you want to find out more about it. In this video, we will go through the mindset of starting a podcast, the technology needed, how to make the most out of the resources you have, how to edit it properly, and how to publish it in a manner that will attract the most audience. At the end, I will share a bonus tip on how to attract guests to your podcast when you are just starting out. So, let's get going. This is one of the most common questions people ask me. What do I need in order to start a podcast? And the answer is not going to be the one you like. Nothing. You need nothing. You need to get off your damn couch, get off your phone, and make your podcast happen. You probably heard people talking about a specific microphone you need, a camera, a good setup, and a ton of gear that will sum up to a big investment. But the truth is that if you can watch this video on some device, you probably have everything you need to get started. Think about a specific subject you love. Most people start a podcast with the mindset to make it big and get a lot of money out of it. But you need to start with the presumption that will take a few years for that to happen, or it might not happen at all. Think about something you really love to talk about, and the conversation in itself would make it worth starting the initiative. Personally, I started the podcast with the sole purpose of connecting with people who have a great deal of knowledge about topics I'm interested in, and I just love the fact that I get to connect and have meaningful conversation with them. If you only do it for the money, you will quit before you end up making money. Mark my words. How to get the best audio? I presume you have a phone and a laptop or computer that allows you to make video calls. You can connect your computer to your phone using an app called W Mic Client, which will allow you to use your phone as a microphone for your calls. You'll need to install the app on both your computer and phone, and then you'll be able to establish connection via either USB, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth.
And then just give me an example from yourself. Let's just say, for the sake of this example, you are in a completely new city, you don't know anybody there, and you want to start connecting with people. How would you approach?
Did you had like recurring concerns about engaging in other activities, let's just say like hiking or playing tennis or whatever that else might be, to sustain an injury that would kind of make it difficult for you to play anymore? I will talk later on how to optimize the audio quality in post-production. How to get the best video quality. Depending on the platform you want to publish it, you might not want a video after all, but if you do, I will show you a few ways to improve the quality you can get. If you have a webcam, that should be good enough to start, but mine is 720p, so I found a way to improve the quality of the video. There is an app called Webcam, which again, you need to install on both phone and computer, which will enable you to use the phone as a webcam for your recording. Can I use an external camera? The answer is yes. You don't necessarily need one to begin with, but if you have one, you can put it to good use. I have a GoPro Hero 8, but you can use anything you have around the house to enhance the audio and video quality. Place the camera somewhere you can get a good angle and record yourself through the whole conversation you have on the podcast. I will advise you to use a headset for the conversation, as you want to get only your side of the audio. We will talk about how to use that a bit later in the post-production section. What recording tools should I use? Again, I don't have a fancy answer for that. Anything you've used already is good enough to start. Google Meet is free and also allows you to record the calls. If you don't see the recording option enabled, you need to check your admin settings. I won't go through the processes on this video, but you can just Google it. If you want to up the game a bit, I've started using StreamYard lately. This tool allows me to get the individual recording from my end, from the guest, and also the conversation as a whole. This will help things in post-production, but it's not a must if you're just getting started. You might be worried that your potential guest will be disappointed if you don't use something fancy, but everyone I had so far has been keen to adapt to my way of doing it, and they respected the fact that I do my show in my own way. Editing and processing. In this part, I will show you the full breakdown on how to put everything together if you have multiple recording devices. It is useful to know, but it won't be as complex if you only use one source to record the whole conversation. However, it is useful to understand what can be done so you can come up with your own way of optimizing the quality. Okay, so as you can see in the video, I have 3 layers of video and 3 layers of audio. First is my camera, this is Jamie's camera, and this is a camera that we have combined. So you have 3 pieces of recording. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take each one individually and I'm going to create a nest sequence. I'm going to need the full video, which is here, because this video has both of the audios. So I can synchronize based on the audios, right? So I'm going to go to Octavian's camera. So it's going to be a different audio, and I'm going to import a recording which I made with my GoPro. Now what I want to do is I want to select both of them, right click and click on synchronize audio and wait for it to synchronize. Fantastic. Now I'm going to cut the rest of the part. I'm just going to keep the synchronized part. Okay, now I'm going to put the GoPro video on top of it because it has high quality. And I'm going to try to match it on my video. I don't necessarily have to do that, but it will be good to do so. Right, the next thing I want to do now is that I want to export only the audio. I'm going to show you exactly why. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to podcast.adobe.com/enhance. I'm going to choose a file and then we're going to let it do this magic. Okay, I'm going to download it. And now I'm going to place it back into my project. Okay, so this is a summary of what you need to do in order to be able to increase the quality. You need to record an external camera and then synchronize based on the audio, put files together into Premiere Pro or whatever software you use to edit it, and then puzzle everything together as a whole.
I want to talk a bit just about the fear element, because when you start in skydiving, it's a very scary sport, but
you have a reserve parachute, and like even the worst case scenario has a backup plan for that. Posting and promotion. There are so many platforms you can post a podcast nowadays, but my advice for you is to pick the one you used to listen the most as a start, because that's going to be the one that you'll probably know how to navigate best. In my case, it is on YouTube, so I'll present that version. You need to create a compelling title, thumbnail, description, and tags. The best thing to do is to highlight the discussion points you have in the conversation. For example, if you have a tech podcast, one of the episode titles could be How Phones Impact Our Attention, Decrease Your Screen Time, Use Your Phone Better. John Doe, Episode 4. I will show you a quick trick to get the chapter listed with literally no effort.
So basically what you want to do is to scroll down, and go to Show Transcript. You're going to see the whole transcript of the video here. Now I'm just going to copy everything. Cool. And now I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to say, please create YouTube chapters for the following transcript. I'm going to paste the transcript here. First time, probably not going to get them right. So you're going to say again, please generate in a manner compatible for YouTube. Okay, so I have the chapters here. All I need to do is to go to my video and paste them here. And as you can see, all the chapters are highlighted into the video.
Chapters are good for SEO and they highlight specific parts of the podcast. Now the bonus chapter, how to get guests to your podcast. This is actually pretty simple. First thing first, we'll talk about the acquisition funnel. You can create a simple landing page talking about what is it that you are interested in, add some details about yourself, and create a submission form in Google Forms. System.io is a tool I've been using for over a year for creating beautiful landing pages. It is super easy to use and you can do a lot with the free version. Check the link in the description to give it a go. If you don't know how to create a Google form, just Google it. It is really simple. Now, how do you get people to join your podcast? So, you have a niche of topics you want to discuss. Now, all you need to do is go on Facebook groups and join the relevant one where you believe people who would be a good guest would be. So, for example, if you want to talk about technology, look for tech groups. If you want to talk about cooking, look for cooking groups. You get the point. People are more open to talk than you might think. Another idea is to direct message people you admire and ask them to join. A few weeks ago, I reached out to Jamie, also known as Captain Manicure, and even though he has a huge following base, he was kind enough to join my podcast. The point is that you shouldn't limit yourself to what you believe is possible. Just try whatever and see what works. Nobody's gonna come to your house and beat you up because you send them a message on Instagram to join your podcast. I promise you that. This is all, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm currently working on my next video, which is about how I managed to get my scuba diving license, so I can't wait to share that with you. You would be a great help for us if you could just like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. On this channel, I reply to every single comment, so feel free to drop me a line. And I'll see you next time.